1800 hours, Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan, the news read by Ali Ahmed. First, the headlines. Prime Minister says environmental policies and climate action plan of the government are being recognized globally. Information Minister has said national economy is stabilizing and all the economic indicators are showing positive trajectory. National Security Division will hold first ever Islamabad Security Dialogue on Wednesday. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, Indian troops in their fresh act of state terrorism martyred one more youth in Shipanya district today. Saudi Arabia has changed the kafala system for foreign workers, allowing them to change job without prior permission of employers. The United Nations Security Council has urged Somalia's government to organize elections without further delay. And now, the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan says environmental policies of the government are being recognized globally. In a tweet today, he said the government's Green Recovery Program from the COVID-19 pandemic and the Climate Action Plan are being appreciated by the world. According to the World Economic Forum, in 3 ways Pakistan is building a greener future. Pakistan has pledged to source 60% of energy from renewables by 2030 and it has cancelled coal projects, replacing them with hydroelectric power. It has created more than 85,000 green jobs from plant care to protection of the forests, and 5,000 young people are being trained as nature guardians. Pakistan is also investing in green space and working towards the creation of 15 new national parks. Minister for Information and Broadcasting Senator Shibli Faraz says country's economy is stabilizing and all the economic indicators are showing positive trajectory. He was addressing a news conference along with the Minister for Science and Technology, Chaudhry Fawad Hussain, in Islamabad today. The Information Minister said the government is committed to provide relief to the masses. He said country's exports and remittances are also increasing due to prudent policies of the government and all the business activities are ensured despite COVID-19. Shibli Faraz said strategy of Prime Minister Imran Khan in the wake of coronavirus pandemic has been appreciated internationally. He stressed the need for adopting precautionary measures to control the current resurgence of the pandemic. Speaking on the occasion, the Minister for Science and Technology said Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf has 2 narratives. One is accountability and the second is transparency in the elections in the best interest of the country. Minister for Railways Azam Khan Swati has stressed the need for electoral reforms to bring transparency in the elections. Addressing a news conference in Islamabad today, he said electoral procedures should be made easier. The minister said opposition's real motive is to protect their personal interests. Speaking on the occasion, Defence Minister Pervez Khattak said that political parties in the opposition alliance have betrayed each other, now blaming institutions instead. Interior Minister Sheikh Rashid Ahmed says the law enforcement agencies have rendered unprecedented sacrifices for restoration of peace in the country. Addressing the passing out parade of Frontier Corps at Scouts Training Academy in Peshawar today, he said the efforts of the Frontier Corps to establish in the province are remarkable and unforgettable. He congratulated the newly passed out recruits on becoming part of Pakistan Army. Earlier, the minister, along with the Inspector General, Frontier Corps, Major General Adil Yassin, distributed trophies among high-achiever recruits. National Security Division will hold first ever Islamabad Security Dialogue on Wednesday. According to the National Security Division, the 2-day conference is aimed at unveiling Pakistan's new strategic direction based on a comprehensive security framework in line with Prime Minister Imran Khan's vision of peace, regional connectivity and development partnership with the world. Prime Minister Imran Khan will inaugurate the conference, while Army Chief General Qamar Javed Bajwa will be the guest of the honour on the second day. On this occasion, the Prime Minister will also launch the first of its own kind advisory portal of the National Security Division. The educational institutions of all grades in 7 cities of Punjab, Peshawar and Islamabad will be closed for 2 weeks from tomorrow, keeping in view the resurgence in COVID-19 cases. The cities of Punjab where these 2-week spring vacations are being observed include Faisalabad, Gujranwala, Lahore, Gujarat, Sialkot, Multan, and Rawalpindi. The send-ups in schools will continue and the restrictions do not apply on continued exams at all levels. Similarly, the metric and intermediate level exams will be taken in June this year and further decision in this regard will be made later onwards. The policy of smart lockdown in targeted areas and ban on holding marriage ceremonies in covered areas will continue across the country. This is Radio Pakistan. Pakistan has welcomed the successful formation of the Government of National Unity in Libya. In a statement, the Foreign Office spokesperson Zahid Hafiz Chaudhry said that Pakistan appreciates the resolve of the Libyan people for peace and security. He said, "We also acknowledge the positive role being played by the United Nations Support Mission in Libya, as well as the efforts of the United Nations Secretary General's Special Envoy for Libya." The spokesperson said Pakistan remains committed to advancing our bilateral cooperation as well as coordination at the regional and international fora. According to the Foreign Office spokesperson Zahid Hafiz Chaudhry, Pakistan will dispatch 3 planes load of COVID-19 relief goods into Iraq on the directives of Prime Minister Imran Khan. The first plane load was dispatched yesterday and the next 2 consignments will be sent in the coming week. He said Pakistan and Iraq have long-standing fraternal ties rooted firmly in shared faith and values. He said the government and the people of Pakistan stand by their Iraqi brethren in this difficult time, he added. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, Indian troops in their fresh act of state terrorism martyred 1 more Kashmiri youth in Shipanya district today. According to the Kashmir Media Service, the troops martyred the youth during a violent cordon and search operation in Rawalpura area of the district. The occupation authorities suspended internet service in the district to prevent dissemination of information about the brutalities of Indian forces in the area. Meanwhile, protest demonstrations were held against BJP pawn blasphemer Wasim Rizvi in Kishtwar, Doda, Banihal, Ramban, Poonch and Rajouri areas of Jammu region. In Afghanistan, 4 people have been killed in 2 separate incidents of violence in different parts of the country. A policeman was killed in an attack by unidentified gunmen in the city of Jalalabad, and 3 people were killed as a result of a landmine explosion on the Uruzgan-Kandahar highway. Saudi Arabia has abolished the foreign worker sponsorship system Kafala and replacing it with a new contract between employers and employees which allows expatriate workers to enter and exit kingdom without the need for an employer's permission. According to Saudi Arabia's Ministry of Human Resources, the new conditions will allow migrant workers to transfer to other jobs upon the expiry of their work contract without the need for their former employer's approval. A final exit stipulation will also enable a migrant worker to leave immediately after the end of the contract with an online notification sent to an employer without requiring his or her consent. The United Nations Security Council has urged Somalia's government to organize elections without any delay. The Council, in a resolution adopted unanimously, has authorized the African Union to maintain its nearly 20,000 force in Somalia until the end of the year, with a mandate to enable a stable, federal, sovereign, and united Somalia. And finally, the weather report. Dry weather is expected elsewhere in the country during the next 12 hours. Rain thunderstorm with snowfall over high mountains is expected in Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Potahar region, Islamabad, Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan. To end the news, once again the headlines. Prime Minister says environmental policies and climate action plan of the government are being recognized globally. Information Minister has said national economies are stabilizing and all the economic indicators are showing positive trajectory. National Security Division will hold first ever Islamabad Security Dialogue on Wednesday. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, Indian troops in their fresh act of state terrorism martyred 1 more youth in Shipanya district today. Saudi Arabia has changed the kafala system for foreign workers, allowing them to change job without prior permission of employers. The United Nations Security Council has urged Somalia's government to organize elections without any further delay. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.